All right then. So it's been an interesting couple of days. Let's see. Around Thursday, I got notification from YouTube that Vegas Matt, the most popular and I think probably one of the most irresponsible YouTube so-called professional gamblers, had filed or activated whatever the hell they call it, a copyright strike against me because I'd used a segment of one of his videos to illustrate my contention that playing the way that he does, betting the way that he does, is reckless, just stupid, basically. I think I have the right to that opinion, and I think that his results speak for themselves because he's constantly getting thrashed at table games. I have no interest whatsoever in playing slot machines, but quite clearly, his audience of a shillion or more, sorry, a million or more, does have an interest in slot play. I think it's fair to say that you have to be a bit daft to imagine that you can beat machines that have a player edge of between 4% and 12%, according to figures that the Nevada Gaming Commission puts out. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, people can do what they want with their own money. That's fine. The problem that I have is that my latest experience was today. I went to put up this video, and according to the YouTube dogs that Vegas Matt has set loose on me, I am promoting what I claim to be a winning strategy. And anybody who's stuck with me through any of my recent videos will know that every time I say you cannot beat these games unless you have an enormous amount of money behind you, and often you will have to work extremely hard to beat the games. And my sort of message has always been, if you can't afford to win, don't bet. Keep your money in your pocket, step away from the tables, don't even think about it. Because the way that the house wins is by presenting you with games in which there is considerable volatility. The 1.5%, the 1.33%, the less than 1%, all of those numbers that are quoted as the house edge for these games is actually irrelevant. What matters is that all of these games will have runs of volatility, runs against the player, which will deplete the average bankroll, just blow it away. And then the casinos take an extra step, and that is that they introduce and enforce table limits which ensure that progressive betting, which is the only way to beat these games, they ensure that progressive betting is at least hampered. There's nothing to stop anybody who hits a table limit while they're betting progressively from just simply backing away and then continuing to bet at a higher level at a higher limit table. But of course, most people don't think of that. They don't do that. There is a mass of disinformation which is being spewed out by the casinos all the time. And of course, they encourage stupidity and recklessness and self-harm at all their games by offering people so-called complimentary cocktails, which are, of course, the most expensive drinks on planet Earth. But anyway, I'm making this little presentation right now just to see what happens to it, because I think that basically what Vegas Matt has done is put a block on any new post on my channel. And I think, as I say, I think it's petty, ridiculous, just as I think that it's incredibly disingenuous for Vegas Matt to go on any of the many podcasts that he does for self-promotion purposes and say things like, I am not promoting gambling and my bets are relatable. I mean, that is absolute ridiculous nonsense. And I can't do anything about the fact that he's got an audience of 1 million or more, and I'm certainly not jealous of it, because people in his audience are not the kind of people who are going to look sensibly, mathematically, logically, carefully, thoughtfully at the numbers behind any of these casino games and think to themselves, okay, I think I could do better if I did this, or I think the smart thing for me to do is not to bet. And of course, as I say, if you can't afford to win, you shouldn't bet. That is my advice. And so for YouTube's AI hound dogs, or whatever they are, however you want to describe them, to say to me that I'm promoting something as a winning strategy is absolute crap. They need to go and look at any number of other people making presentations on YouTube who are actively suggesting methods that they say are winners. They don't say 100% winners. I never do. I've never suggested that I'm promoting something which is 100% sure of beating the house. I always say, you're going to have to work bloody hard sometimes to make any money at these games. And if you don't have a shitload of money behind you, as for instance Vegas Matt does, then you stand no chance. But what is interesting about Vegas Matt and all the other people who are promoting gambling and working for the casinos as shills or frontmen or barkers or whatever you want to call them, Mr. HP, Brandon O'Brien, a whole slew of them, what they're all doing basically is not using the money they have behind them and constantly betting as if it's their first time at the tables. They don't take into consideration the amount that they lost at their last session. They go back to square one and start over. And you cannot possibly hope to recover prior losses if you keep falling back to a minimum. Every time you get beaten, falling back to a minimum and just gradually sort of and hoping for just increasing your bets little by little, randomly jumping all over the place, hoping that maybe you'll hit a huge winning streak that enables you to recover past losses. Ain't going to happen. It just is not going to happen. It might happen in the short term. Long term, no chance. So anyway, I'm just saying my piece now. This is kind of experimental because I don't think it's going to see the light of day. I think that the YouTube dogs are going to bark at me and pull me down again, but we shall see. But I am disappointed that Vegas Matt took the action that he did. But I suppose that when you're a multi-millionaire, I mean, in his own autobiographical stuff that's all over the internet, there's reference to a fortune of 50 million or more. There's reference to properties all over the place, rental properties all over the place, holiday properties in Costa Rica and things like that. And I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing, man? I mean, all I'm doing is telling the truth. It is true that Vegas Matt and his merry mob bet like stupid people, and they do it disingenuously because they are most certainly not stupid people. So what they're doing is trying to demonstrate what huge fun losing is. And anybody who's betting with real money, which is not backed by huge checks from Google, YouTube, and sponsorship from casinos and merchandise sales, anybody who's just actually risking their own money needs to know what's going on with guys like Vegas Matt and Mr. Handpay and so on. I just watched this thing that Mr. Handpay put up, him going on a tour of the incredible suite that he was provided with at Foxwoods, free of charge. And he talks about how he has to go downstairs to the concierge or cashiers or whatever to be reimbursed for his first-class airfare, to Foxwoods. He said, "Yeah, I have to pay, and then they pay me back. They reimburse me." And all that sort of thing is it's dishonest. I'm sorry, it's just dishonest. And just to be clear, I'll say once again, and I've said it so many times in these videos that the YouTube dogs are not listening to, that, you know, this is only a winning strategy if you have an infinite amount of money behind you. And I'm trying to show time and time and time again that if you don't have big bucks behind you, you stand no chance, with or without this particular brilliant betting strategy, which is only brilliant because it's non-random, it's mathematical, it's logical, it's sensible, it's demonstrable, it's provable, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'll be interested to see what happens to this video, and I will see you later. Maybe if the YouTube dogs allow it. Bye.